If you're looking for a platform to offer pure crypto, especially stables, and at the same time you want the best deal out there, I'm going to introduce you to KAST's latest promo, up to 12% cashback. This is ongoing until December 31st of 2026. No strings attached, as you will see. I'll break down the whole thing in this video, and that will include also mentioning risks of using the platform. So if you already use a centralized exchange or some sort of custodial platform, KAST is definitely a strong contender in that category. Enough talk, let's move on to what this actually is. According to KAST's official docs, the USD reserve is a separate USD balance inside KAST, not a bank product, not a savings account, not yield farming. And here is what the document says. Reserve rewards are a promotional benefit funded by KAST and offered at KAST's discretion. They explicitly state this is not interest, this is not APY, not yield, and not investment return. It's promotional cashback that they control entirely. Mechanically, when you move USD into reserve, eligible rewards accrue daily and are typically credited to your USD spending balance as cashback at the end of the day. Your reserve balance stays available for eligible card spending, and you can move funds between reserve and USD spending whenever needed. That means there are no lockups. Now let's move on to the real numbers. Here's the exact tier breakdown from their official docs. Even if you join in with Standard, which has a $0 membership fee, you will get 6% boosted introductory reward rate. There is no individual balance cap stated. The premium tier costs $1,000 a year, so this gets you higher cashback, up to 9% on your first 50,000, then 6% on anything above that. The private tier is the more exclusive one. It costs $10,000 a year. Here you will get up to 12% on your first $200,000 and then 6% on anything above that. Now the critical part. This boosted introductory rate, which is variable and set at KAST's discretion, ends on December 31st, 2026, or when total reserve deposits reach $100 million, whichever comes first. Then reverts to the lower ongoing rate table, standard 4%, premium up to 6%, and private up to 8%, with above cap balances earning 4%. Now that you know what you can expect from this, let's take a look where is the money coming from. Now here is where the source document is surprisingly transparent. KAST states clearly in multiple places that reserve rewards are a promotional benefit funded by KAST. They don't come from yield, from DeFi lending, or even from staking your own funds. KAST is writing the check. That is the entire funding mechanism. Let's read the fine print. Rewards are not interest, APY, yield, or an investment return. They are explicitly telling you this is a marketing budget line item, not a financial product return. So what does this mean for you, the user? Two things. First, this is customer acquisition and retention. The moment KAST decides your balance isn't worth subsidizing at 9 to 12% anymore, the terms allow them to pause, reduce, or end the program. Rates, eligibility, reward caps, and availability can change, pause, or end at any time according to the terms. Second, the sustainability window is built in. They've capped this at $100 million total reserve deposits globally, combined with the December 2026 expiry. They're budgeting this as a finite promotional spend. The post-promo rates averaging roughly 40 to 50% lower do confirm they expect to reduce the subsidy substantially once the initial push completes. The question isn't, are they earning yield on my funds and sharing it? They've explicitly told you no. The question is, what rate are you locked into the day after December 31st? Now let's take a platform risk assessment, straight from KAST's own docs. Reserve funds have the same characteristics as your USD spending balance. They are not insured, not risk-free, and should not be treated as a bank account or savings account. Let's run the translation on this. So if KAST faces insolvency, regulatory shutdown, or technical failure, your reserve balance has zero legal protection. Same risk profile as holding any stablecoin on a centralized platform. Also worth noting from the FAQ, Reserve is separate from Gauntlet and USD Prime. Those products sit inside KAST Earn with different mechanics. You're dealing with distinct programs. Alright, let's run the actual numbers. This section determines whether you should even bother signing up. Here's what we're working with. Promo rates run through December 31st, 2026. Overall, that's 4 months remaining from the launch date. And remember, if you're interested in paid tiers, there's a 20% discount you can get just by using someone's referral link or referral code. And that is the Joker card that changes everything for paid tiers. Let me walk you through each of them with that discount applied, showing you what you'd actually net over those 4 months. Standard tier is straightforward. This is the baseline. No strings attached, 0 annual membership fee, 6% introductory rate with no individual balance cap stated in the docs. So that means on a $50,000 balance, you can net $1,000 over this 4 months period. Bottom line, if you're under 50k in USD or don't want to commit to a paid membership, Standard lets you pocket pure 6% cashback with no upfront cost. It's the safest baseline. Next up on Premium, if you're using a referral code or link, you're paying just $800 flat. The rate here will be up to 9% on your first 50k, then 6% on anything above that. We'll run the math with a 50k example. At 9% cashback, you can expect your 4 months reward to reach $1,500. Now deducting the $800 fee to get into that tier, that means you net $700 over a 4 months period. That's at around 1.4% effective return on your balance for the whole 4 months. For reaching break-even point, you'd need roughly $27,000 in reserve to cover the $800 fee within 4 months at 9%. Below that threshold, you're still paying something for the membership without fully recouping it before the promo ends. Last up, on private tier with 20% off, you're just paying $8,000 for it. The rate here will be up to 12% on your first 200k, then 6% above that cap. Considering a full 200k balance, over the 4 months reward window, you can expect $8,000 rewards. This means you break even exactly. And here's the kicker: to actually profit from the private tier within the promo window, you need more than 200k in reserve. Anything below that, you can just consider it to be a substantial discount on the tier pricing, but not something you can profit on directly from this promo. So definitely the private tier only makes sense if you are already planning to maintain KAST as a platform to off-ramp in the long term. Now let's boil this whole thing down. With the standard tier at 6%, it's arguably the sweet spot for most users. No strings attached, you get in, you get 6% cashback, and that's it. Perfect for anyone who is willing to try out the platform but doesn't want to commit capital to it. And while the premium and private memberships do require substantial balances to offset their costs within this 4-month promo window, I can tell you that KAST runs regular promos. So even if this current one doesn't pay off, in the future others just might. Then of course we have the 20% referral discount, which will help, but it doesn't magic away the fundamental math. Premium becomes viable around $27k in reserve, private needs 200k plus to break even. At the same time, standard works just fine for everyone. So this is now my personal assessment as someone who holds USD on KAST regularly. Here's where I stand. The USD reserve addresses a real inefficiency, idle stablecoin balances that would otherwise just sit there, earning you zero funds. The 6 to 12% cashback rates are genuinely competitive compared to leaving those dollars in a standard balance. However, I'm not blind to the risk structure. You're still exposed to KAST as a custodial platform. No insurance coverage, no legally binding interest contracts, discretionary rates changes built directly into the terms. These aren't edge cases, they're core features of how this program operates. My idea for using Reserve personally isn't purely rate driven. It's because I'm already operating within the KAST ecosystem as a regular off-ramping platform, and this adds utility and yield to infrastructure I'm already using for my regular holdings and off-ramping. Your situation might differ entirely. If you decide this aligns with your strategy, using my link and code below gives you 20% off paid membership tiers. Alright guys, I hope you took value from the video. If this helped you understand KAST USD Reserves promotion, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more of this type of content. Right now on screen, you can see my latest video reviewing KAST after using the platform for the past year. That being said guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. Take care, keep exploring crypto. I'll see you in the next one.